Welcome, greetings, and salutations. My name is Tim. I'm the owner and creator of Two Buds, One Shroom, and welcome to our very first episode that we've ever put out on our YouTube channel. In this episode, what I'm going to do today is share with you kind of what the mission is of Two Buds, One Shroom and what we look to accomplish and what type of content that we put out. I'm also going to talk a little bit about me because how Two Buds, One Shroom started kind of resulted from my suffering. I had 15 years of my life where I just felt awful. I mean, my body felt terrible. My mental health eventually started to feel terrible to the point where I had developed anxiety, and anxiety was not a thing that I've ever suffered from before. But toward the tail end of those 15 years, I was in really rough shape to the point where I had to begin to focus on what was going on with me and my body, and I had to make some hard decisions. And a lot of people are in that boat. Like whether it's you or someone that you know, or a friend or a coworker or whoever, it's just, you know, someone that is going through what I went through. And in my story, the fix was actually not so bad. I had a vitamin deficiency and a magnesium deficiency, and it went uncaught. I had to catch it. And it was not easy to catch. Not only when I would go to the doctor, they weren't looking for it, but I had to just throw in the towel and just pray to God to make my problem easy to fix. And then like 2 days later, things started falling in line. So I want to tell you a little bit about that today. So Two Buds, One Shroom, I want to help people create wins in their life. I want to help get information out to people so they know what tools are out there to help them fix their life or how they're feeling. And I feel like in just the world that we live in, people are relying upon things to fix them, or people even gravitate toward certain individuals. Some of them are very controversial. Like Andrew Tate's one of them. Like that, to me, that guy's not a role model or an influence at all. But people look up to these people. People look towards psychedelics to, fix their trauma, and that's not the case. Like, you're responsible for fixing it. And I want to make that a key foundation in our channel, that these are just tools that are out there. You've got to be an advocate for yourself. You've got to be paying attention to how you feel, and you've got to pick your own set of tools that you're going to work to make progress in your life, and making changes in your life, and being careful about how you spend your time and people that you're around. That's difficult, but we're going to talk about that stuff on our channel. And going back to the purpose of the channel, I want to create a library of stories and information that you can refer back to and pass along to people, right? And again, I may be talking to you, I may be talking to someone that you know, but we're also going to have guests on this show. They're going to share their stories. Like, we're going to give them a platform to have them share what they've been through, because my story won't be the same as theirs. Their missing ingredient in their life is going to be different than the missing ingredients in mine. We want to have different perspectives on, and when you learn about this stuff, not only is it going to make your, the exposure to all these different points of view and just learning about all these things is not only going to make your thinking more flexible and more adaptable in your everyday life. Like, you're going to be developing kind of that skill of being able to kind of think on your feet and dealing with all sorts of people and hearing all sorts of people's perspectives. You're also going to be put in a position where, as you learn about this stuff, you're going to be thinking about other people that you care about in your life. And it's going to help you be kind of their superhero, so to speak. Like, what if you sent them a link because of something that you learned from one of the stories, and you pass it along to them, and you're like, hey man, just check out this video and listen to it, and I want to have a conversation with you about it. Or, I thought of you when I heard this. And the next thing you know, you're having a very uncommon conversation with someone that you don't normally have, and that can strengthen the relationship and deepen the friendship. The next thing you know, you may have just someone that you're comfortable sharing things with, but they're comfortable sharing things with you. And, you may kind of stumble across having a teammate. And who knows, that they may be going through some thing in their life where they need that outlet. So that's what the channel is going to be about. We're building this library of all these stories. I'm going to sometimes talk about some topics, just me only talking. But again, we're going to have people that come on to kind of share their story. And I want to timestamp all this stuff. So a lot of these stories are going to have like nuggets of wisdom or just like life lessons that once that light bulb goes off in their head, like oftentimes that one thought that changes the entire paradigm of their life is like 30 years in the making sometimes. So I want to timestamp that stuff. So if you don't have the time throughout the week to listen to the entire interview, that's okay. I know that life's busy. Try to make it a priority. But if you can't, we'll just cut through all the story and get straight to it. So you can be like, whoa, that was actually pretty powerful. And if you want to go back and listen to the entire story, you can. So we're going to talk about all the tools out there that people have used to help get them on track. And since my story is familiar to me, we're just going to start there. I'll be the test subject for this project. And I want to talk about vitamin D, magnesium. Before that, I did ketamine therapy. And ketamine therapy is not a fit for everyone, but for me, it helped show me how I should feel and how I've been living. The gap between the two is it gave me something to work for. Ketamine therapy gave me a hope that I could be feeling up here. And again, I've just been feeling so low for so long. And I'm so fortunate that I did not go the route of traditional psychiatric medications. And I'm not anti-pharmaceutical. I'm not anti-psychotic drugs. I do think that anti-anxiety drugs and antidepressants serve a purpose for people. It just wasn't right for me though. There's reasons and rationale that I have for why I felt that way, why I feel that way still. And I'm still glad to this day I didn't take those steps, but I was this close. So I want to share some information about that from my anecdotal point of view. And everyone's point of view will be different, but it's important to talk about these things. So we're going to give a voice to the people that feel like that you need to know something before you make your decision. So we'll share what we've learned for your benefit. So back to me, the results of my story. For the past 18 or 19 months now, I've been able to beat the symptoms of how I've felt over the past 15 years. And to me, that means the world for me. I feel like myself again. And not only have I been able to do it, I've been able to feel that way consistently. That's such a win compared to how I've felt, because I have lacked consistency in my moods and emotions for a long time. And I'm still imperfect. Like I can still kind of get in ruts or be thrown off my routine or kind of lack the discipline, but who doesn't? I can now get back on track. Everything is just so manageable these days. And that needs a highlight. Like that needs some YouTube videos. My lows now compared to where I was, let's just say 20 months ago, not even comparable. It's not even 10% of how low I used to feel. Like it's so manageable. And then the other thing too is now that it's manageable, I can do something about it. I feel like I can just go down to the gym and start lifting weights or go out and run errands or like all the hard stuff that used to be so difficult that I couldn't drag myself to do it, I can do now. And again, nutrition is a tool to addressing like the problem of having low energy or low mood. To now you can put in the effort to do the work, to do the hard work, like making the changes, developing routines, being able to have the mind clarity. Oh gosh, having the mind clarity alone to pay attention to how you feel, huge. I lived with brain fog for the brain fog was real bad toward the end, but the not being able to think clearly. When you would wake up from sleep, you'd be exhausted still. Like all those different things that I was experiencing have just like dissolved away. So I'm going to have a video talking about my anecdotal story of my 23 symptoms that I had specific to me. That's coming up. Like and subscribe this video if you want to hear more of what we got coming. I think we're on to something really good. 2, you can join our Discord. That's one way to support us. 2buds1shroom.org, link in the description below. Will take you straight to us. It'll link you straight to the discord.com is the website. I'm going to open a Patreon. That's another way to financially support us, because this is going to become like a full-time thing. It's going to be a lot of work. And so that's ways that you can support us and be a part of this journey. And I don't have expertise in making a YouTube channel. I'm not a science background. I'm not a medical professional. So it's important to have information being broadcasted from the patient's perspective. So to round out our first video, I wanted to thank you guys all so much for taking the time to watch this. If you want to support the algorithm, like, comment, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell so you get notified for the next video. And if you want to be a part of our Discord community, we're just getting started. Please feel free to join it. Links in the description down below, as well as our Patreon for financial support. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this. Have a good one. Bye-bye.